Hey guys, welcome back to XDA. Today we're going to talk about a file manager that has root functionality, but one of the main features that it has built-in material design that will go along very nicely with all these new updates that we keep getting from Google with all this nice new material design. Of course, if you also have Lollipop on your device, this will fit in very nicely. Let's check it out. First thing I would say is download and install the actual application. It's called Amaze File Manager. We'll go ahead and launch it. The main thing you want to keep in mind is this is a file manager. It will work with and without root. You do have the root functionalities, and I'll show you guys where to turn it on. Currently it's turned on for me because that's how I usually use it. The actual system settings, or the way it works, it has the ability of, first thing, it's bookmarked to your normal internal storage, and you're able to switch to your external SD card if your device supports it using this functionality. And you can change these bookmarks, by the way. You can go in and add different ones. You have the ability also of going into a different, there has a built-in app manager. It'll give you the ability to go in and, this is where you do uninstalling and installing, well, not installing, but uninstalling applications and sorting them. And you can go through. It actually is pretty functional. The other thing we also have is Bookmark Manager. Those are the pre-bookmarked locations themselves. DCIM, download movies, music, and pictures. Those are the ones that come out of the box. You can add, of course, different ones. And the other thing you have here before we get into the actual settings tab is, of course, you have the ability of going to home, history, bookmarks, refreshing the folders if you added something new, setting the home directory. You can change it from being at the default built-in storage, sorting by, directory sort mode, and then, of course, grid view, which gives you the ability of changing it between from list view to grids. I like to stay with the the list view. It gives me the ability of seeing more information. Last but not least, of course, you have the ability of exit. If you hit back twice, it gives you the same thing. We'll go back in here. The next thing I want to make sure you guys are comfortable with, obviously, is the material design. It looks very nice, very clean. I tried matching my color scheme to as close as I can to what I have on my notification panel currently, but you can do, of course, change that. And we'll get into that by going into the settings under this tab. The main benefit, of course, is there's different themes. I currently am using the actual dark theme to match more of the color scheme that I have. You can go light, you can go daytime, and of course you have also skins, which give you the ability of changing the color. I'll cancel this. Changing the color on this bar in the actual internally or in the other application. Colorizing the icons. This is basically just to change that random skin, UI mode. You have different styles, simple and card UI. I find that card UI doesn't look as good, and I'll show you guys what I mean. It kind of does the card theme base, which is nice, but I just feel like it looks better when it's using the simple UI. So I usually just like to stick with the simple UI. Last but not least, we have just normal sorting, show hidden folders, so normal different things. Directory sort mode, sort by, those are things that you can have set in the front. Show permissions is one of the functionalities that you need to have for, obviously, when you get root, and this is where you turn on your root functionality within the application. Of course, there's the about and then sending feedback, and gives you the ability of going in. So the one thing you want to make sure, obviously, is why do we need root? Why is root functional for us when we have file explorers? Is to be able to do this. To be able to actually go all the way up to the back when you get into system areas and actually be able to do something in here. Not just the ability to see in these folders, but the ability of being able to go in there, change permissions, modify files, maybe put in a an updated app or a new app, replacing a system app because the Google's Gmail 6 came out and we need to replace the Gmail 5 that's on our system. Anyway, short version of it's a very, very nice set of functionalities that you get when you have root. You guys can see the application works very nice. It's smooth, it's fluid, the animation is done very nicely. You can change the different colors, the themes. Of course, it's a root-based application. You don't necessarily need to use it in a root functionality if you just want to use it as a regular file explorer, like no different than any of the other ones. But it does have that root functionality if you want to change permissions, change things, or move things into a system partition or the app section. All of those things are functional within this application, and it works very nice. It does also work very nicely with external XD cards. I did get a chance to check it out on my external SD card. So all in all, it's a very nice application. The main thing that obviously it has going for it that it's root-based, and as well as has a very nice, the design or the material design fits within this actual theme setting. Let me know what you guys think. I know there's other applications that we use or we've reviewed here on XDA. Does this fit into something that you may want to use, or do you want to try? Do you like what you're using, and what are you using? So as usual, let me know in the comments below the video. Like and subscribe to this channel, like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.